What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Touchdown with Doug Smith, as I bring to you one of the hottest NFL draft series on the entire internet. Going in year 5 of this series, I got a D tackle that I want to put on everybody's radar. Just like a sonar tech takes and finds a megalodon in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Well, on this radar, we got a defensive tackle. Really, he can line up anywhere on the D line. He's a true D lineman, if anything. This is a guy, he's a sack machine. He is elusive. He's a big guy, about 300 pounds, I believe it is.
Yes, sir.
But man, he's very, very twitchy in the moves that he makes. When you watch his highlight reel, man, he has a lot of explosion. Not only does he have a positive attitude, he's a great teammate. But as far as the player, oh man, could this guy take and play football? A couple stats about him, and before I introduce him, this guy started 4 years over at Central Michigan University. His senior year, started all 12 games at a defensive tackle. Has been playing since his freshman year, and y'all check out these stats: 108 career tackles, including 50 solo tackles, 18 tackles for loss for 73 yards. Dang, that's a road trip. 9.5 career sacks, and even has one fumble recovery for a 67-yard fumble return for a touchdown. Man, it's good to see the big guys getting touchdowns. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take and introduce 2025 NFL Draft prospect, Jason Williams. Jason, how you doing today, man?
I'm great. Happy to be here.
Yes, sir. Hope I did a little justice for you with that intro there.
Yes, sir. That was amazing. That was great. That was
Sure.
great.
Anytime, man. Anytime. Dude, we're gonna get into like all the cool football stuff, man. For those who watch the show, or maybe you're new to the show, we're gonna get into all different questions about like scheme and stuff like that. But first, we're gonna get to know the man underneath the helmet. Jason, where are you from originally, man?
So I'm from Orlando, technically Ocoee.
Mhm.
Born and raised. Went to Ocoee High School. All 4 years. Graduated. Went to Central, and it was just a story from there.
Love it, man. When did you first fall in love with the game of football?
I've been playing since I can remember. To be honest, like I never really I can't like pinpoint a moment where like, yeah, this is sport for me. It kind of I started, I didn't like it. I wanted to quit. My parents are like, nah, like you're not quitting. If anything, just finish the season and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
But I stuck it through, and then I was like, well, maybe it wasn't that bad. So I just kept going, and just now I'm here.
Love it, man. Love it. Did you always play D line, or did you play anywhere else on the ball?
Nah, definitely not. I played well, technically yes, but growing up, my main position was guard, offensive guard, and I was bigger than everybody. So it kind of, of course, I'm playing both sides of the ball. But when I got to high school, is really when I became guard dominant. When I only played offensive guard until about my junior, like spring of my junior year, we got a new head coach, Coach Aaron Shepard. Pretty much came in and told me like, yeah, you got the athleticism, you got the size, but you're a little short to go D1 at the to play O line.
Yeah.
So I switched over to D line. I was like 330 pounds. Like I was a big fat boy. So I
Oh,
had to lose a bunch of weight. He told me like, all right, chill out on the carbs, go run in, work out, lose some weight. I played defensive line that spring and in my senior year, and we went around with some camps, and I just happened to meet the right people and ended up at Central.
bro, that's awesome, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So no more grilled cheeses before midnight.
Oh yeah, nah, definitely not, definitely not. Even though I'm eating a lot more now than I was back then.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool,
Yeah,
man. That's awesome. That's a huge testament to even people who don't really watch football too, where it's like, hey, you can drop the weight, man, if you really put
yeah,
your mind to it. You
definitely.
stay focused, you make it your uh not really a diet, but a lifestyle change, kind of
Yes, sir.
thing. And that's cool. You're able to switch positions and go play at a very, very high level against major competition. The MAC
Yeah.
conference is filled with players that get drafted every year into the NFL. And I know you'll be next, man. Talk to me about your training, man. Obviously we got the NFL draft in a couple months. Your pro day, is that in March or February?
Yeah, it's in March
March.
11th. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, nice. Talk to me about your training, the work that you're putting in to help elevate things to get ready for the draft.
So right now I've been up in Michigan working with Ethos Human Performance, and
Okay.
they've been having me do like a lot of explosive stuff, working on my 40, all the technique when it comes to running and form and doing everything I can to be as big as I can and as explosive as I can at the same time. I want to do my best to get like as big as possible, but still be as fast as possible. So they've been working with me when it comes to like nutrition and stretching and recovery. And they've been on top of me about conditioning and just a whole bunch of like explosive stuff, trying to get me as athletic as possible.
I love it, man. And for those who don't know, literally, I had to squeeze him in the schedule because this guy, literally minutes before this interview, just got out the gym. So
Man.
kudos to you, man. I want to take and ask you, man. People love asking this question. What do you think your bench and your 40 time is, if you had to guess or ballpark?
If I had to guess,
Yeah.
so the most I got in bench at Central, I've done a couple tests, but I haven't really tried to push too crazy in the beginning of the the training process. But the most I got was 25, 27 in
Okay.
bench. Yeah, and I'm aiming for like a 4.8, 4.9 in the 40. That'll be
Okay.
great. Yeah, right now my 10-yard split is about like a 1.6, 1.69. I'm trying to get it a little bit lower, try to be more explosive and get to the line as fast as possible.
I love it, man. Well, look, you got some people, and those are some great numbers, by the way. So, like, kudos to you, man.
Thank you.
You got some people out there where like they'll test bad, but their tape is completely different. So you're
Yeah,
testing good, and you got a dope tape. I think that's important to point out as well too. I always love like your explosiveness and the way you get off the ball. I'm not saying you're Dwight Freeney, but yo, your explosion is like Dwight Freeney. Is what I'm trying to
thank
say.
you. Yeah.
Very explosive, man, and you have a great technique. Who are some players that you model your game after?
Um, Honestly, so when I first got to Central, the biggest thing I modeled my game after was just the guys in front of me. Cause I had like when I first got to Central, when I say everybody on the roster could have been a starter, like we were five deep. So honestly, I modeled my game after the guys in front of me. Cause I come in and I do a drill, they do it before me. If I mess up, I go home and watch it on tape, see all the things that they did better than me. And the next day I take that into practice and try to perfect my craft.
Love it, man. And one thing that stood out to me too, you get a lot of TFLs, tackles for loss. Personally, that's my second favorite stat outside of sacks.
Yeah.
Uh, that is great, man. What are some ways that you have been able to be kind of a master at getting tackles in the backfield?
Um, Really just working with my Coach Jesse Williams.
Uh-huh.
He's been fantastic with teaching me like techniques of beating the block and when to shed. Like, 'cause sometimes if you shed too early, you might miss the play. If you shed too late, you might run past you. So it's really just technique, timing, trusting your eyes, making sure your hands in the right place, driving your feet. Like everything really has to become second nature. So like when we're in practice, we're drilling over and over and over and over and over again until you get like all these drills perfect to the way he wants it to look, so that when you go in the game, you don't have to think about, okay, the down the distance, oh, what's the play, okay, where my hands going, you can just line up and go.
Yeah, I love that, man. That being said, what are some of your favorite schemes that you feel that make your skills pop the most? Defensive scheme.
um Honestly, I don't really have like a favorite scheme. Being at Central, they kind of gave me the flexibility and they taught me how to play everything from like a head up zero all the way to a five. So I'm really just I go where they tell me to go and I do my job.
I love it, love it. Hey, it sounds like they really gave you that defensive
Oh
creativity
yeah.
to take and really do you. Obviously, it's common sense. Get to the guy who has the ball, right?
Yes,
Disrupt,
sir.
disrupt, disrupt. So that's awesome, man. What are I don't see any misconceptions about you, man. I love your tape. You have the stats to back it up. Sometimes people they have great tape, but the stats don't necessarily back that up. And the stats don't always tell the full story, kind of thing. You got both, which is really cool. But in your opinion, what are some misconceptions that people might potentially have about you?
Um, I honestly don't really know. I try my best to block out like the outside world and focus on like everything that I think and my coaches might tell me that I need to fix.
Yeah,
Everything outside of that, I just kind of, don't
yeah,
really pay attention to it. But things that I think could be better, um, probably my pass rush. My pass rush will probably be the one thing that I feel I could be at a higher level.
yeah.
My hands are pretty well. My feet sometimes are on the same time as my hands, but
Mhm.
other than that, I honestly wouldn't really know.
I love it, man. Hey, that's great. That's great, man. Like you block out that noise. Some people they just kind of look at every single comment and it kind of crushes them inside. You know,
Yeah.
you're all business is what you're telling me, man.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's awesome, man. Growing up in Orlando, I always love asking this question. Did you have a fair NFL team or
So growing up, we were Jaguars fans because
okay?
my dad's family is from Jacksonville. So it was kind of hard, but we were loyal for the most part. We had season tickets for a little bit, so I got to see him play and all that stuff. But other than that, I mean, I wouldn't really have a favorite for NFL team.
Gotcha,
Yeah,
man. I don't know if you saw comments yesterday. Duval.
yeah, yeah,
Hey, that was awesome. I love it because he's not trying to be anybody else but himself. So
man.
shout out to Coach Liam, man. I think he's gonna do a pretty good job. But
Yes,
that
sir.
caught me off guard. That was pretty funny, man.
Man.
Love it, man. Love it. Man, I love asking this question, man. What was your aha moment? So you had like 4 years. You've been starting since your freshman year for the most part. You know, you've been getting play time, and then this last year you started all the games. Um, what would you say it was your aha moment where you realized like, man, I am good enough to go into the NFL? What was that moment like for you?
Um, Honestly, I don't think I ever really had an aha moment. I
Yeah,
kind of tried to do my best to just line up to do my job. I was more focused
yeah,
on what I could do for the team and what I could do to help us win. Like if I had a good game, then kudos to, cool. But, if we didn't lose, if we didn't win, that's kind of what I was focused on.
love it.
Um, Yeah, no, I don't think I really had like, everybody, pat you on the back, tell you had a good game and all that stuff. But I was really just focused on what I could do to make the team win. Like
Yeah.
if I had a good game, I had a good game. If I did my job the whole game but didn't make a play, it feels the same to me.
I love it,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's like, hey, did we win? You know, kind
Yeah.
of thing. That's most important thing. Having good stats, obviously, that's great and well, but like, did we win? You know,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
that's cool, man. You have a great, vibrant personality, man.
Thank you.
Like great personality. And what are some ways that you would contribute to a team's culture, locker room culture?
Um, well, kind of like like you said, my personality. Sometimes a smiling face can go a long way.
Yeah,
Another thing is I'm not a guy who's like demanding the spotlight. Like I'm cool with playing my role, doing my part, doing whatever the team needs me to do. Especially being at Central, you really learn how to embrace the suck. It's not all gonna be glitter and silver and gold.
yeah,
Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
love it.
So I think the biggest thing I could bring to the program is just
Mhm.
my mindset. And like I'm somebody who's willing to come in and work, keep my head down, do my job. I'm just trying to do what I can for whoever picks me up.
Love that, man. What are some things you want NFL teams to know about you that perhaps they may not know already?
Not much to me. What you see is what you get.
Yeah,
It's not like I got like a secret or like a
yeah,
alternate personality or something like. I mean, I don't know. Like,
yeah. I love it, man. Love it. In your college career, man, what are some things that you learned about yourself as a player and a person, especially throughout last season?
Um, I've learned that I actually got a little grit to me. I'm very competitive. Growing up, I wasn't like big. Gotta win, gotta win, gotta win, gotta win. Especially going the high school I went to. We won when we could, but we didn't win
Yeah,
them all. Yeah, just kind of enjoying. I found a love for the process. The training every day, waking up before the sun gets like, and everybody's not motivated to go every day, but I'm always the guy like, all right, we gotta go, we gotta do what we gotta do.
love it, man. Love it. Yeah, it's tough, like, because I know y'all have some losses and stuff like that, but just keeping your mind right on like, hey, what's the mission? What do I gotta do? And hey, how can I be as disruptive as
Yeah,
possible while motivating the people around me and stuff? And
exactly,
you guys lost a lot of close games, but also you won some close ones as well too, man. So a scrappy year. Um,
man.
in your 4 years, man, what were some of your favorite matchups while playing at Central Michigan?
Notre Dame was for sure my favorite game. It was especially because everybody like going into that game, everybody was telling us, oh, like how good their O line was. Like, me being competitive, I'm excited to match myself up against them. See, these guys are supposed to be ones going to
Yeah.
the league. Let's see, what I got. You
Yeah.
know, I love that game. That game was fun. The atmosphere was even crazier too,
Mhm.
being in that big stadium and stuff.
I love that. I love that, man. Once your name is called in the draft or UDFA or whatever day you fall in the draft, once you're selected, like, hey, it's all even playing field for all the players who are selected. What are some of your goals year one in the NFL?
Well, my goal is to go in and start really just trying to go and make the roster, and then from there, I just want to build into the franchise and become like the best player I can be for whatever team I'm on. Like an asset, I can do more than just defense, especially at Central. I was on special teams. I did field goal. I did punt. I can really just get thrown into any situation, or I'll adjust to figure it out.
Love it, man. And then probably my last question today, man. You talked about earlier in this interview that hey, you had the defensive creativity to creativity kind of to do what you wanted to do. But if you had to choose plays that will put you in position to make a big play in the backfield, man, what would those plays be?
Um, I love a tech stunt. I'm not gonna lie, cause especially when we get that wide nine as a defensive end, and they just going and giving me space between the guard and the tackle, and I can go pick the guard's shoulder, leave us a 1v1 with the guard. I mean, pick the tackle's shoulder, leave us a 1v1 with the guard. And if the guard stays on the end, I'm free. The guard stays on me. The end's free. You can't really go wrong. Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Love it, man. Well, Jason, man, thank you so much, man, for coming on the show, sharing your story, man. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to give him a follow, I'm going to have all social media stuff down below in the description of this video. I certainly feel inspired today having him on. Not only his personality and the energy that he brings, but also as well what he's going to do for an NFL team, for an NFL franchise. He has so much to give and deliver. And will he deliver? I say absolutely. You can say the same thing too. Jason, man, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see y'all next time. Catch you later. Thank you for watching another episode of The Touchdown with Doug Smith, where we have exclusive NFL content and exclusive NFL interviews. Be sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. Follow us on social media. See you on the next one.